used and abused. Now, this is a product that caused a lot of controversy when it came out. Loads of people went mental online, and that was all because the price is £60. Now, they're £60 for a set of distance sticks, and to some of you, you don't want to pay that. That's absolutely fine. And I will be totally honest with you, when I worked at Korda and they said they were going to be 60 quid, I was the same as a lot of you were, and I thought to myself, that is a lot of money to pay for a distance stick. But one thing you have to remember is, some of you will pay 30 quid for a reel, and others will pay £700 for a reel. People don't kick off about that. Now, if you want to spend loads of money on something, that's fine. If you want to spend as little as possible on it, that is also fine. But what I want to do here is give you my honest opinion on a product which I'm sure a lot of people were probably in two minds about whether they should buy or not, because it is a lot of money to pay for a set of distance sticks. So this is my honest opinion on these, and when I used them, when I took them out, I remember thinking to myself, these better be good. You know, for 60 quid, they've got to be good. Now, the first thing to remember is they're made by Jag. So everything Jag makes is brilliant. These are made by Jag. They're machined to the highest quality you're gonna get, okay? If that's what you want, you're gonna pay a bit more money for it. It's as simple as that. You don't get brilliantly made things for cheap money. It's very, very rare that that's gonna happen. So these distance sticks, the manufacturer, you can be 100% confident is done as good as it's ever going to get. And so for the usability, that's the important bit. You know, when you actually use these sticks, what difference does it make? Why should you spend the extra money? Now, there were two issues I always had with distance sticks. End of the day, they're two poles what you wrap your line around. They don't need to do anything more, anything magical. You know, they need to not break, and they need to hold your line when you wrap it around it. And the two issues I used to get with my distance sticks were, A, the line would ride up off the poles, and sometimes you'd have to put a big angle in them to stop that from happening. With these, because of the ridges that have been put through it, makes a massive difference. I honestly didn't think it would, but I can honestly say that it does. So that's the first thing. If that line does slip off the top of the poles, like it will do on some that don't have these ridges, cause you an absolute nightmare. In a lot of cases, you're actually going to have to lose all the line on the rod. So them little ridges you see here, a small addition, they make a very big difference. And the other thing was getting them in the ground. Now, a distance stick that doesn't have the spikes on the end with the teeth, they are hard to get in the ground. There's no ifs or buts about it. If you don't want to use a mallet, then you're going to have trouble a lot of the time. Really rocky, gravelly ground, you just can't get them in. It is as simple as that. I'm not trying to gloss it up in any way. You just can't get distance sticks into some ground. Now, these have been purposefully designed to make that job nice and easy. So if I pull this cap off the end, right, these are the Excavator tips from Jag. You know, these are machined to do a very specific job, and that is bury into the ground. Now, even in the hardest ground, you may not be able to just twist that straight in. You're going to need a little bit of help. And the nice thing is, I'm just going to drop this one on the floor. They come with a little T-bar that slots into place through here, and in typical Jag fashion, notice a nice little pop. There's a little ball inside there, which just locks that T-bar in place. Now, when you stick this in the ground, you lean down on top of it and you twist it, it will go into the ground. Unless you're trying to put it through a boulder, it will chew its way through and it will go in the ground. There's one thing I'm going to say about these, and that is that I was impressed with the performance of them. Like I said before, a distance stick is a distance stick, but some people like the finer things in life, and these at $59.99 are an expensive distance stick, but they are also a very good distance stick. And one thing I will say to you is, I did not pay for these. I worked for Korda when I got them, but I'm also not being paid to tell you this, okay? So this is just my honest opinion on a product that I have used, which I imagine there's a lot of people out there have opinions on. They don't know whether to buy them, they don't know whether not to buy them. But like I say, as far as a product goes, these are very good.